What's up, metalheads? I'm Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel. Today we're going to be doing a disassembly of a very interesting little knife. This is the Pena Apache, and this one has something I've never seen before, so I'm really interested to get inside it and see how it works. If you notice, this is a flipper, right? Flipper knife. But when you flip this knife, there's no flipper coming out the bottom here. And when you close it, you can see this flipper is just kind of freely in there, somehow hooking the blade, acting as a flipper, and then dropping down when the blade opens and hiding out of the way with some jimping. Really cool design that I'm surprised we don't see more of on more knives. Because a lot of times the flipper's in your way, right? Especially if you're kind of doing a chopping task or get down really low, flipper gets in your way and makes you have to hold the blade up higher. So yeah, let's take it apart and see what they did and how they did it in here. Alright, we will be using the good screw today. And what size bit? Let's hope everything's T8, but little knife, I doubt it. Ooh, that's T8. The pivot's bigger than T8. The body screws are T8. I think the pivot's a T10 on this little knife. That's impressive. Yes, it is. That's impressive. Alright. Let's see here. What's going to be the best way to go at it? I don't think the clip has to come off at all. Yeah, it does. There must be some screws hiding underneath here or something. We're going to go from the show side. Alright. Ooh, you stay here. Where's my magnet at? Titanium hardware. Non-magnetic. Alright. T10. That's impressive. Alright. What's coming out here? Is that a screw or the pivot? Sleeve. I think that's the sleeve. Yeah, the screw fell out the other side. That's okay. We may have to take this other side apart too, unfortunately. Yeah, let's do that. We will put these back in here and just take it apart from the clip side. I think that'll be just, it's going to be better that way. I'm going to have to take it all apart either way if I do this side, so may as well keep this side intact and just deal with one side. You know what I mean? We don't want to make things any harder on ourselves than they need to be. Come on. These little screws. Pain in the butt. For an old guy that doesn't see so well. Jeez. Get in there. Get in the hole. I normally don't have this much of a problem finding the hole. It's normally like natural instinct. But this little guy's giving me problems here. Alright. Excuse my voice. Still feeling a little under the weather. I did go to the doctor, and I have an upper respiratory infection, and they gave me some antibiotics and an inhaler thing to use for my lungs. So I am feeling better, but still congested, and my voice doesn't sound normal. Come on out of there, you bitch. I may not even take this pocket clip off. Yeah, I think I did have to take that one out. It's a different design. I'm trying to I guess there's just some kind of pins in there holding that backspacer in. So there's no screws going into it, or they're underneath these micarta overlays. Yep, underneath the micarta overlays. So you do have to take it all apart. You do have to take all the clip out and the other screws out. What? What? They use T6 under there? Man. Why use T8 just to hold this micarta on, then use T6 down here? I don't get it. How much money could that possibly have saved you? Oh, and these aren't titanium down here either. These are steel. At least they did use steel with the T6. But you gotta worry about the steel corroding, you know? Alright, I think we should be apart now. Should be able to pull her apart. There's that little flipper piece. And a little pin that goes with it. Interesting. Better interesting. Tiny little washers. Or bearings. Teensy tiny little bearings. And that pin goes through the hole and attaches this to it. This could use a good cleaning anyway, so. Alright, let me grab excuse me, grab my alcohol pad and a couple little microfibers here. Keep stuff on so we don't lose anything. Tiny little bearings, teensy tiny. Alright. Alrighty. Alrighty. Getting it all cleaned up here. There's a little washer in there, one on each side. See that? That's what that pin goes through. Wow. Yeah, this one could get tricky. This one definitely could get tricky. Be very careful not to lose any of those parts. Alright. Let's get us some lubricant on our doodads. More than I wanted. Dry some of that off. Put a little bit around there. Coat all that. And drop the bearing on there. Alright. Well, this is where it gets interesting. So, this is on here, and this goes now we're going to just stick that pin through and through those washers. That's the only way it could possibly go. Stick the pin through the flipper and put a washer on each side. These things are so damn small. These washers are. I'm regretting I took this apart now, to be completely honest with you. Because, man, you got smaller fingers in China. Trying to keep all this in line is going to be tricky for sure. So when it's closed, the flipper's fully exposed. So it means it has to go right there just like that. So the flipper's up. Did that washer stay in there? That's my question. Yeah, the washer stayed on it. So that's got to go like that. And the other washer is on top of the pin here. So it will stay in there. Get some more looby-doob. I'm going to put a little bit drop on that. Let it go down in there. Put a little bit around there. Grab our other bearing here, which is the open side. Man, these are tiny. Right, that's the closed side. Okay. I mean, that really should be it. I'll put a little looby in there. Put a little looby on that. Put a line down that detent track, and that should be it. It should go back together now, because that pin's going to go in there. That pin's going to go inside there. Yeah, I would not recommend disassembling this knife unless you absolutely have to, because this one, man, it's kind of complicated, honestly. Alright. Stay down. Yo-ho. Alright. Alright here. Come on now. Line up. You line up. And that washer needs to stay in there. A little tiny ass washer. It's still on there. I'm afraid that washer is going to come out. Is there a little tiny washer on top of that pin? That's what I'm afraid is going to move if I don't do this just right. I think we'll start the pivot first. Alright, we are together. Alright. Oh, we were together. Lock bar pushed us back apart. Hold on. Damn it, I'll let pressure off. Alright, do it again. Washer's still on there. Make sure that washer stays on there. It's so tiny. Alright, we are together again. This time we're going to put the pivot screw in to hold this thing. So you need 3 different size bits on this too. T6, T8, and T10. So odd. I don't understand why you hide the T6 under the overlays if you're going to put T8s to hold the overlays. Makes no sense. Alright. T6 now. Alright. I know I've just been rambling a lot on this video. I apologize for that. This one had me a little confused, I'm being completely honest. And I saw that pin come out with those washers, little tiny brass washers, or probably phosphorus bronze washers. I was like, what the hell is going on here? I did not expect to see little tiny washers in there. I don't think we even need the pocket clip and everything on there to check this out. We're pretty much centered too. We can probably adjust it a little bit, but yeah, I'm comfortable enough to go ahead and put this back on. T8 for that? I am going to Loctite this knife, these screws, but before I Loctite it, because this is so new to me, I want it back together, and I want to know that everything's working the way it should before I start putting Loctite on it. And then I'll disassemble it again, take it one screw out apart, one screw out at a time. I still got the damn T10 in there. What am I doing? Yeah, T8. Still got the. I'll take about one at a time and Loctite them one at a time, so we don't have to disassemble it and let those washers come out again. Because I guarantee you people have lost those little tiny washers already, because they're non-magnetic and they are teensy tiny. You drop one of those, it's over with. I guess you can probably find the specs and get some somewhere, maybe. Alright. I think we got her. I'm not going to over tighten anything right now because I'm going to be taking them all back out, so I just want to check the action, make sure everything's good. And we are pretty much centered there. See if there's any blade play. No blade play at all. Action seems great. Yeah. I think we're good to go. Such a strange knife. Strange in a good way. I like it. I like the way the flipper tab just drops back down. It's a great idea. I'm trying to understand why they didn't use it more though. What's the downfall, right? There has to be a reason that they're not using this on more knives. Pros and cons, right? I guess if you've owned this knife long enough and used it long enough and disassembled it enough, you probably know what that one is yet already. But there's got to be a reason. One other thing is it has a bit of a rattle. Not really. More right here is where I'm hearing it, because that thing's free. That flipper's free when it's like right there. So you will get a rattle sometimes, make you think, or it made me think, huh, something's wrong, but it's nothing really wrong. It's just that thing's moving. Doesn't move there. It moves right, that's where I hear it when the close. On the close right here is when I hear it. Alright guys, that's going to do it. I'll spare you the time of watching the Loctite be put on the screws, but yeah, the Pena Apache Disassembly. Very interesting knife. Very different. And I think I'm going to go watch some other videos, other people that have done this, and see, I'm just going to do some research on it, because I'm curious why they're not using this on more knives. This is the only knife I know of that has that flipper like that, so I wonder what the downside is to it. So if you know, leave a comment below. Let me know. If you got this knife, let me know what you think about it. Have you ever had any issues with it? You lost any of those washers? Yeah, because I can see that becoming a serious problem. Alright guys, hit that like button for me, subscribe if you are new, turn your notifications on, and I will see you on the next one.